And we are live. Hi, guys. Welcome to Jason Hebert Live. We have another missing persons interview for you tonight. Forgive me for this one. It might be a tiny bit unorganized on my end. The people who came in from the previous stream know we had a cancellation, and so we had to get tonight's guest was going to be scheduled for later, but they came in early, so everything was kind of super rushed. But this is a case that just happened 48 hours ago, so this is the perfect one to try to bring in and because of the urgency and how recently it happened. If you are into helping solve these missing person cases, please click subscribe below and set the notification bell to all. We go live pretty much every single night with a new interview with the family who has a missing loved one, trying to help get the story out there and getting in front of as many people as possible to hopefully help bring them home. So if you're into helping these grieving families, please click subscribe below and set the notification bell to all. And you will be notified every time we upload a new story. So tonight we have the sister of Alyssa McDonald, who, as I said, has gone missing it's been about 48 hours. This was this would be September 22nd. So on September 22nd, 48 hours ago, almost, Elizabeth McDonald vanished without a trace. After leaving her home where she lived with her 1-year-old daughter, Elizabeth went to hang out with her boyfriend. Before I continue, anything we discuss today, tonight, and on any podcast, it's always alleged. We make no hard accusations. It's just families trying to piece together with what little information they have. So everything is alleged. Elizabeth had met her boyfriend a few months ago, prior. And according to Elizabeth's sister, Melissa, he had moved things along really, really quickly, even asking Elizabeth to marry him right away. Melissa thought it was crazy, but she supported her sister's decision. But it would surface that Elizabeth's boyfriend allegedly has prior charges, including domestic abuse, and was on probation. Elizabeth herself had tried to leave him before, as allegedly she was being abused. Elizabeth was last seen that day at Dunkin Donuts with her boyfriend. When she didn't come home that day and was reported missing, police obtained footage from the Dunkin Donuts and saw Elizabeth there with her boyfriend. Since Elizabeth has an order of protection against him, he was arrested. But he was then released and quickly went home. When police went to his door to talk with him about Elizabeth, he refused to come outside, and he still does. The police are waiting outside for him to come outside to talk to him, but he will not surface. So tonight we have Melissa, Elizabeth's sister, on to tell Elizabeth's story, and hopefully someone will come forward who knows something, because this is very fresh, very new. So there's always somebody that knows something, guys. No matter what you know, no matter how big or small, please come forward. I will link Melissa's Facebook below in the description, all relevant links, and I will go over contact info for the authorities as well. But Melissa, thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Hi.
I just want to say I'm so sorry for what you're going through. Just so everyone knows, she just had a baby. She is in the hospital right now with the baby. So imagine her strength to be dealing with both of those things at once. I don't know if you want the baby to say hello or whatever, but she's there. There she is, guys. So as you can see, this is not only is a rush, but she has a million things going on. So we're just trying to get this out there. We're going to do the best we can tonight. Do you want to start, Melissa, by telling us a little bit about Elizabeth and then lead us into what we do know and kind of the days before leading into her disappearance?
My sister, every single day she's home. She's always home. She loves to be home. It's her favorite place. She literally goes nowhere out. She hangs out with no one unless it's me. Literally, she goes nowhere. And so it's just weird when, she has a 1-year-old daughter that she can't live without. She's always with her daughter, and her daughter loves her. She's literally attached to her. And she's home. She's always in her phone. She's always on Facebook. She loves to post things on Facebook. She loves to, talk to people. It's just unusual how she disappeared out of the blue and all of a sudden doesn't want anything to do with her daughter, or, you know what I mean? Out of the blue. That's what people think sometimes. And they're like, it's like, she doesn't just do this. She doesn't just disappear. She doesn't just all of a sudden just fall off the face of the earth. Something happened to her. Something definitely happened to her. I mean, she's a homebody. There's no way that she's. I don't believe it. I think something fatal happened. I really do, and I'm scared. And it really, really, really hurts me because that's my best friend. She told me everything. I really can't, I can't deal with it. I just want her to come home.
And this is her, guys. This is Elizabeth. So you had talked to her quite and that is her. Did you say brother? That's not the boyfriend, guys, just so everyone is wondering.
That's her brother, yeah. That's my brother too.
Okay. So that is not the boyfriend. So you had spent the day talking to her. Do you want to kind of go over her plans that day? You had talked to her, and you know what we do know happened on the day of her disappearance, on the 22nd.
Well, she was talking to me all the way. Well, actually, Monday. Speaking of it, Monday, her and George brought me up to the hospital to give birth because I was, supposed to give birth. So they both brought me up to the hospital, and well, it just it's like he knew I wasn't going to be home to protect her. And what do you know? Something happens to her when I'm giving birth. I'm here at the hospital on Wednesday. She was talking to me Tuesday night, all the way up until I gave birth. And she talked. Then I sent her pictures, and we started. She's like, "Oh, I can't wait to meet my niece. I can't wait. I can't wait to see her. Hurry up and get home so I can see her. I love my god baby." She was like, "She's so beautiful. She looks just like you." And she was literally like so excited to meet her. I don't understand how she just vanished at 11:47 the same day. I mean, I sent her my last text to her was at 11:08 a.m. in the morning, just before she disappeared. So it was weird because she read it.
She did read it. Okay. And so the phone is nowhere to be found. They haven't been able to ping it, anything like that, right? I know it's only been 48 hours, but.
No, honestly, her location is like, it's like completely different areas. It's saying that her location is still there, but her phone, we don't know if it's connected to her or if it's just out there in some random town. You know what I mean? So like I don't know, because I've had it say Vienna, I've had it say Sylvan Beach. I'm like, I don't know if she's in either one of those towns. I don't think she's anywhere near her phone. Because she'd be on it. She'd be on Facebook. She'd be talking to her daughter. She'd be trying to get home. She'd be calling someone if she was near a phone. She would not be away from it and, not on Facebook. She'd be talking to somebody. There's no way that she's going without her mother, her father, her baby, her sister. I mean, her family in general, her friends. She's always on it. So it can't be near her.
And you said that he had actually allegedly, of course, broken her phone previously, and she had always found a way to jump on Facebook and let everyone know everything's fine and keep in touch with everyone, even when something like that happened, right?
Yeah, she's had 2 phones that George has broken, and her dad went out and bought her a $500 phone to replace the fact that he keeps breaking her phones. But she keeps getting, she will ask somebody, she will find a way to get a phone. She never, ever, ever goes without getting on Facebook. And it can be whether she has a phone that doesn't work with service, it'll still work for Wi-Fi, and she will find a way to get Wi-Fi so that she can always get on Facebook and communicate with people. She does not go off the face of the earth. She's never done it. She doesn't run away. She loves her home.
Okay. Cynthia Ochoa asked, why can't they get a warrant, the police?
There's no proof that anybody did anything, he's done anything. So they can't link it back to him and say, oh, you did do it. You know what I mean? So in other words, they're pretty much saying, yeah, well, he might not have done it. We just want to question him.
Have you tried messaging? Are you familiar with who his friends are to see if anyone says he said something weird that day or something you can use to bring to the police?
Honestly, everybody's turned on him since this has happened. Nobody is being his friend anymore. And everybody is trying to contact him, and he's on Facebook, but he won't answer anybody's messages. I did contact his mother, and she was like giving me like 3 or 4 different stories, and she was trying to cover up for him, and I was like, this is a bunch of BS, because I know it's not true. And then somebody else told my sister Emily that that he was at work, so we checked to see if he was at work, and apparently he had left 6 hours before that. So he's just a bunch of BS, and so is his parents. That's just my opinion.
Okay. Kit Kat Gotcha Life Tuber asks, will you be going over whether or not Eddie Road was being searched? I pray it's all rumors and she is safe.
The Eddie Road was not her. That was somebody else's body that was identified.
Okay. And what is the city? You had mentioned a couple cities, but the city where you guys are from in New York?
Me or him, because he lives in Kirkville, and me and Lizzie live in Canastota.
Canastota, okay. Is that what the Dunkin Donuts is, or that's over by him?
Dunkin Donuts is in Canastota.
Okay. Tammy, she went missing 48 hours ago, or it's getting close to 48 hours. Diamond asked, do you know who she was last with? As far as we know, it's the boyfriend at the Dunkin Donuts, right?
Yes, she was last seen with George McDonald, her husband.
Okay. I know that was answered in the chat. Sorry, guys. Okay. I'm kind of playing catch up here. So if you don't want to share this, of course, it's up to you. But we do have a question from Evelia's Tarot, missing and unsolved. What is her date of birth, if you don't mind sharing?
January 9th, 2001.
Okay. And the other Tammy asked, did she always have her phone on her? It sounds like she did.
Yes, she cannot live without it. She always has to have a way to talk. If she's not with her daughter, which would be days that she goes with her dad, she would always have to have a way to make sure her daughter was all right, or her family. She always had to make sure her mom was okay. She always had to make sure I was okay. She couldn't go without it.
Okay. So they have pinged it, and have you went to like that general area to see if, like you say, it's just sitting in the woods, or I mean, obviously it's like probably going to be a big area, but have you tried just to do like a quick little look around, or?
Honestly, I can't leave. But I did have my have my cousin check out them areas, and nobody can find any traces.
Okay, so some people have. Yes, Kit Kat, June 9th, 2001. She was 19, guys. Was the no, Deanna, the body was not identified as Lizzie. It was someone else.
It was someone else's body. It wasn't Lizzie's. Her parents went to the detectives, and they found out that it wasn't hers.
Okay. And so when you were talking to her, sending her the pictures and stuff, was that before or after the Dunkin Donuts, or are you not 100% sure? Tammy's asking about the last contact.
That was before. That was the last contact. I was her last contact before George.
Okay. And as far as you know, she was with him that whole day, including up to the Dunkin Donuts.
Because he was literally the last person seen with her. People seen him. He was on camera, so it's obvious he was with her.
What I don't understand is why did they let him go? Because they already knew she was missing and they were holding him, so they let him go, then tried to go and talk to him at the house. Did they say why they let him go in the first place and didn't just talk to him there?
Are you talking about when they arrested him?
Yeah. So if I'm understanding correctly, you guys couldn't find her, so they went and got the footage, saw she was with him, and arrested him for being with her, right?
Yes, because there's an order of protection against him, and he violated it. So they picked him up, but the new bail reform lets everybody get released.
Oh, okay. So that's the answer.
Cuomo at this rate.
Yeah, I guess it sounds. I mean, I'm no expert in law or anything, but it sounds like they could have, before they released him, just asked him about Elizabeth while they were holding him for that.
Honestly, I don't know why they didn't. It just never got to that point until after. I don't know why.
Okay.
But I think it was stupid because it really could have happened and it wasn't over.
Erica Savachka says, you said Sylvan Beach. I live here. So if you see that come up again for her location, we can go out and check it out if you have an address.
It doesn't give the exact address. It just says the area.
Okay. Yeah. So Erica, I mean, I'm sure she wouldn't be opposed to anyone trying to look if you can get some people together.
No, honestly, that's all I want is people out there looking for her and finding her safe and bringing her home so that she can be a mother to her baby and be a pregnant woman that deserves to be a pregnant woman and just live.
So Jalen Blaze asked, and he is claiming he just dropped her off in some random area. So has he claimed anything, or he just won't talk whatsoever? Or has he said, like, I dropped her off?
He told when his mother opened up the door to get him to talk before the cop showed up. His mother went inside because she has a key, and she asked him if he knew anything about it. And he told her that he dropped my sister off at Maple Ave in Canastota across from Graziano's, but he could not remember where on Maple Ave he dropped her off. So he kind of just like pretty much gave it away that it was bull crap. And she was covering for him, saying, no, he wouldn't lie, blah, blah, blah.
Is that a long street, a short street? Just curious.
It only got about 5 houses on it.
And he can't remember where.
Yeah, can't remember.
Okay. Check the chat. Okay. Thank you to Elaine Johnson for everyone saying that they're sharing the video. We do appreciate that. Please get the word out there. The more eyes on it, the better, because someone always knows something and you never know which person it's going to be. So you want to make sure we can get in front of them. Jesse Snyder says, can they still ping her phone? Jesse, they have pinged her phone. They know the general area. I think you said Canastota was the last ping, right? Or Sylvan Beach. I'm sorry. I'm not from the area.
Vienna was once, and then Sylvan Beach, and I haven't been able to ping it since.
Okay. Cynthia Ochoa says, why is that? I'm sorry.
I think they found out that I was pinging it, and they shut the IP phone finder thing off.
Who found out you were pinging it?
I don't know. George, I'm guessing. That's my guess.
Huh. Okay. 6 weeks pregnant with her boyfriend, Tammy asks. Was she pregnant?
Yes. Yes, she's 6 weeks pregnant.
Oh, okay. I mean, is she pregnant? Danielle Collins says she hasn't been active at all on either of her Facebooks since 1 o'clock. Does anyone maybe have her passwords or anything that they could possibly get into her messenger to try to get into hers and or George's, I guess?
Honestly, I think the only person that knows her password right now is George.
Okay. And there's definitely, like, since you know where she lived with the daughter and everything, there's no like home computer you can go and see if she was already logged in there, so you wouldn't need a password or something like that.
They don't have a computer. They use phones.
Okay. Jessica Scarpete, sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Jessica says, was the boyfriend happy? Was George happy about the pregnancy?
Honestly, at first he tried telling her that she was bullshitting herself and that it wasn't true and this and that she was lying, and then she went and took a bunch of tests. I went and bought her some pregnancy tests and she proved it to him, and then he was like, oh, I want to be a part of the baby's life. I want to, do this. We could be a family. He tried like getting back with her, like using the pregnancy to get back with her.
Okay. So he was using it more so than excited about it, kind of sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay, Madison Whitbull says, I believe she's talking about Maple. It's also a 1-minute walk from Dunkin. It makes no sense.
Honestly, I think that they got in a fight and he did something, but that's my opinion. It might not be true, but I really strongly believe it.
Okay. Thank you to everyone saying that they shared. We do appreciate it. Diamond Hampton asks, do you think her being pregnant by her boyfriend was a reason for George taking her someplace? Did he still want to be with her? And was she moving on with her life? Sounds like she was at some point trying to move on.
She tried 1,000 times to get away from him. I mean, I've even brought all her stuff to my apartment, and he's showed up here or blown up her phone and literally like pretty much like buys her way back into his life. He'll pretty much be like, "Oh, I'll just buy you whatever you want," blah blah blah, and all females like gifts, so they're like, okay. She's like, okay, I'll come back for the night, and then he thinks he's going to keep her, so he starts beating her, and it's crazy.
So somebody, I'm in the pictures right now, so I can't see the chat, but someone asked, what time was the ping?
The last ping was earlier at some point. It was earlier in the day today. I don't remember the exact time.
Tammy, she's 19 years old, Elizabeth. And we've kind of already addressed this, but just to make sure we get every question. And Jacob Brazazewski asks, could her being pregnant have anything to do with her disappearance, do you feel, Melissa?
I don't think so. I think he just doesn't care. He was hitting his own child, so I just don't think that it mattered if she was pregnant or not. He was going to have her and nobody else was.
Okay. Lexi Marie asks, are there any leads on her missing? I mean, other than George, obviously.
Honestly, there's nobody else that I'm looking into or suspecting to do anything like this. She was a good friend to everybody. She got along with everyone.
Okay.
She's the only one not posting about her on Facebook.
Not posting it. He just vanished, basically. Doesn't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah, but he's online, though. It's
Can
weird.
you say that again? You broke up on the last sentence.
Well, he's online, but he's just not posting, and he's acting like he vanished. But he really didn't. He's in his house.
Okay. She asked, are his parents covering up everything for him? It sounds like you said you think it may be more of a case of they just think, oh, he wouldn't lie kind of thing, or?
I think they're accomplices. I think they helped him.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yes.
Cynthia Ochoa asks, so what do the police say? What's their plans? What is the waiting period to search his home or have him do a lie detector? I think you said they're actually currently waiting out there, just waiting for him, right?
They're waiting for him to get tired enough to come out so that he'll come out and speak. If they sit out there long enough, he might be like, oh, well, I need to go to work. You know what I mean? And then they'll jump all over him and be like, yeah, okay, well, you're coming down to the station.
Right. He's going to have to come out at some point. I mean,
yep.
Can't hide forever.
They've got.
If you don't know anything, come forward and say that, man. I mean, but that doesn't look good by any means. And Taylor Frankie asked if he has a history of aggression towards her. Yes, Taylor, he does. She had said that earlier. She had actually tried to leave him. I don't know if it was directly because of that, but it definitely played a part, right, Melissa? You said
he was rushing everything, and he just kept hitting her. He was crazy. She asked him to go to therapy. He wouldn't. He was like, "Yeah, I'll go to therapy." And then next time he turned around, he's beating her and beating her and beating her. I mean, he's broke her daughter's crib. He's called her daughter ugly. I mean, this dude is just nuts. He needs help.
Sounds like it. Monique Printup says there was a girl on Facebook saying check his trunk or under his trailer. Has that been addressed? I just thought that was a weird thing to say.
They just keep saying that they can't do anything without more proofs except for talk to him. So really, I mean, they're not searching anything besides fields and swamps and, you know, whatever else that's not at his home.
Anita, they can't get a warrant because they have no evidence, so they're waiting for him to come out. And everyone asking if he was abusive. Yes, he was in the past, allegedly, of course. But yeah. And as she said, he's. I mean, this is a guy that's calling a 1-year-old ugly, so probably not the best character.
Not
Kit
only
Kat,
that, you're talking. Go ahead.
no, I'm sorry. I was gonna say. I was gonna ask someone in the chat. What were you gonna say?
Not only that, like a couple weeks ago, there was a picture of his daughter. He has a 2-year-old daughter that isn't my sister's. There was a picture of her with a handprint, a small handprint of a bruise on her face or something like that. And Lizzie comes crying to me and she says, he's accusing me of abusing her. He's saying that I put the handprint on her. And I'm like, Lizzie, you would never do that. She would never abuse a kid. She's always wanting to babysit people's kids. She's always offering to take my kids. I mean, what do you think? I mean, she's not going to abuse somebody. She always babysat and she did everything for that little girl, even though it wasn't her child, like biologically. And he tried to accuse her of it, and it just went like crazy, because then all these people started messaging her saying that she was a abusive person, and then we flipped it around and come to find out it was him that actually hit his own daughter in the face.
Say, that sounds like something he would do more so than her.
Yep, he abused his own child and blamed my sister.
Melanie Stinger asked if they were together before she left, what made her want to go with him that day?
Honestly, probably bribes.
Just
he probably was
oh,
like,
he really likes me. He bought me something kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is a good question from Jackie Jacks. Do any of the houses on the street, I think you said Maple Ave, she got dropped off at, do they have any Ring cameras? Have you looked into that?
Honestly, I don't. I think that the whole story was bullcrap, and I don't think she actually got dropped off there, because she's too close to any buildings, and she would have been seen, and none of the other places had her on camera besides Dunkin.
But if you, to further that point, if you could get footage from the time span that he's saying he dropped her off and show that he didn't, that could be something that could maybe be enough for a warrant or something. That might be worth looking into.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I don't know. I'm no legal mind, that's for sure. I just try to get the stories out there, but it sounds like that might be enough to at least get the ball rolling. Because if he's not going to come out, they got to go in there, if you ask me.
Well, I think eventually they're going to get a warrant. They're just waiting.
Yeah, they're probably working on it, I would assume. Evelius Tarrant, missing and unsolved, asks, does she have any tattoos?
Yes. She has a tattoo of her daughter's name on her chest and a tattoo of George's name on her arm.
Is that it? Oh, hang on. Is that the name right there?
Yes.
Okay, so they're right there, guys.
Yep, that's her daughter, Anovia's name.
Okay. And you said, I'm sorry, I was zooming in on the tattoo. You said she has George's name on her as well?
On her arm, yes. It may not be in any of the pictures because it's more recent.
Is this it here?
That's my arm. That's my arm.
Oh, I'm sorry. Second time, sorry.
No, I don't think that she has a picture of that because it was so recent.
Okay.
He kind of like made her get that.
Yeah, this guy. Yes, I agree with Jessica with the comment on the screen about George. Jalen Blaze asks, have you started a Facebook page yet? There are people that will help run groups and set up searches and all that for you. And she's right about that. There's a huge community of people that help with this stuff. I know it's only been 48 hours, so you probably haven't had time to do a lot of this stuff because you've been busy looking for her and having the baby and everything.
Honestly, I have 2 pages up for her.
Oh, okay.
I
Oh,
have a page that is a like and follow page, and then I have a page that someone else created for me, and I administer.
okay. So guys, just so anyone knows whether you watch the show or you don't, I always put the links to who I'm talking to down below in any of those kind of pages. Only reason this one isn't here is we whipped this together really quick. So when this is finished and uploaded, I will put both Melissa's page for you to contact her directly and both Elizabeth pages so you can send any tips or anything like that. I will put, they're not in the description now, but they will be there right after it upload, right after we finish, basically. Thank you so much to the other Tammy and to Jessica Scarpete. Thank you so much, guys. Just going to say, Yvette Aubin says, sounds like a case of if he can't have her, no one will type.
That's exactly what it is.
Rachel Newman asks, has there been a missing persons report filed formally with the police yet?
Yes. And as of tomorrow, tomorrow, because it's almost midnight, but tomorrow there is after 48 hours you can claim a Amber Alert. So that'll be out too.
Okay. Taylor, I think the answer is yes. Taylor asked if it is George, could his parents be charged with interfering with an investigation? Again, it's all alleged, guys, but it sounds like you're saying you think that could be a possibility, right?
I definitely believe it.
Anita says he should be the number one suspect, so the police should get another warrant to search his place. I agree, Anita. And I'm really behind in this chat, guys. I'm so sorry. I don't want to. We want to round it out, but I don't want to go too long. So validation question. Does she have any? Oh, okay. I must be way behind in the chat. We already went over tattoos. Danielle Collins says his mother's boyfriend says he's been at the sheriff's office. This is the baby, guys.
Yes, he was at the sheriff's office for being at Dunkin with her. But not for anything else.
Not for anything else. Okay. Tammy, yes, someone did say to look in the trunk, and they haven't been able to do anything yet, Tammy. So sorry, guys. I know I'm really behind in these comments. I believe he may have her phone and has turned the location off. Does she own an iPhone or an Android? I know iPhones have Find My iPhone and Androids track with Google.
She has an iPhone XR, but as much as I could trace it is what was traced. I mean, it won't trace anymore. I've tried.
Okay. Do you know if, I don't know, Jessica Gabrielli says, do you know if the car has tinted windows?
I don't believe so.
Okay. All right, guys, we will put the Facebook group up. Tammy Spanks says the first 48 is the most important. Yes, Tammy, she has been told that as well. So that's why we tried to get this out ASAP. Thank you so much, Tammy. I appreciate you so much. You are awesome. The other Tammy. I guess I have to call you that now, Tammy, right? Change the name to it. Jesse Snyder says definitely contact the phone carrier. Monique, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, Monique, that was addressed. That someone did say that on Facebook, but the police, since they don't have a warrant, have not been able to do that yet. Some people join later, Melissa, so sometimes you might see the same question a couple of times. I try to just make sure everyone's up to date.
Okay.
But what were you going to say before I interrupted you accidentally?
I don't even. I believe that she has Straight Talk phone.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that its own. I don't know how that company works.
XO Miss K, I don't know if she's referring to the old one, but XO Miss KXO says, I just got word George is in custody. He was being held up to 24 hours. That's all they can hold. Oh, then she says, did he get released? This is coming from the troopers. He was arrested for being with her at the Dunkin Donuts, if that's what you're referring to, Miss K. Unless you heard that, within an hour, a couple hours ago or something, I guess. Does that sound like she's talking about the Dunkin for the protection order thing?
That's all that I was told that he got arrested for. I was told that they're still outside of his house search or sitting.
Okay. Isn't Nicole Clapper asks, isn't he known for doing drugs?
Coke, yes.
Okay.
And
Hi,
I guess
Jack.
heroin too.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
Jackie, I did ask that. You might have missed it. That question you asked earlier. Um, it sounds like they haven't checked into it yet because they don't believe that she was dropped off there. But I did suggest they maybe go and check, because if they can confirm that she wasn't, that's a good lead. So I did ask. You might have missed that because I know you asked that earlier. I did ask it. Jennifer North asked, you and Liz are sisters. Yes, Jennifer, this is Elizabeth's sister, Melissa. Tyann says, if he was acting like that to her own child, well, I don't know. Tyann, relationships can be tricky.
She does have a restraining order.
Yeah. So she does have a restraining order. That's why he was arrested. Are there any abandoned homes by his home? Diamond Hampton asks.
I believe that he has an old address that maybe she's buried there or something. And I hate saying that, but that's just what I think. I really hate saying that, but I'm not seeing this going to turn good at any point.
Well, we have possibly an update here. Danielle Collins says George is with the sheriffs. His mom's boyfriend said when he was at my house a few hours ago, his mom's boyfriend's a family friend, he doesn't think the situation is good. So she's saying she heard he's with the sheriffs now as of a few hours ago.
I don't know. They haven't updated us with that.
Hopefully he is, and hopefully they can find something. Thank you so much to Jessica. I really appreciate it. Yeah, she's good. I heard something about them checking the Erie Canal. Is that true? Taylor Frankie asks.
We were told that there was a body in the canal or around the canal or something.
Oh, that was the body.
And no, this is a completely different body. We were told that there was a body in the canal and that it might be hers and that people needed to go search, but I've had tons of people go search and there was no body ever. So.
And I know you said after 48 hours you can file an Amber Alert, but Anita asked, how long does someone have to be missing before the police would get a warrant on the last person she was seen with? But it sounds like the answer to that is they would need evidence, not so much any time period, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We're kind of towards the end of the comments here. I just wanted to make sure we got them all. I think we have one. I used to live next door to George and went to high school with him. This is from Marley F. The police were searching the land at his old house. Are you sure what was found on Eddie Road was not related to Elizabeth? She asks.
Her parents went to the police about the Eddie Road thing, and they said that it wasn't her. So.
Okay. All right, guys. This is the most questions I've ever got. I don't think I'm going to get to all of them. I don't want her to feel like I'm throwing too much at her. We want to cover all the information, of course, but a lot of them are repeated and stuff. Sounds like this is someone that knows you. Hefe Plays 29, YouTube. It says it's Jeffrey McDonald, no relation. I went to high school with him, and he has always been off. I hope everything turns out okay.
Me too.
Christina Burgess asks, what's the year and model of the car he was driving?
Honestly, I'm not good with cars. So y'all gonna have to figure that one out for yourself.
Emily, no, they have not found her phone. She asked if it was found near McDonald's smashed. I know a lot of these are joining a little later, so I apologize, but some of these were answered, so I'm not skipping them to be a jerk. I'm just trying to make sure we get the fresh ones, because a couple of them we've actually asked her twice, so I don't want to. Allie, the last person she was confirmed with is George at the Dunkin Donuts. It's your boy Darren. Yes, they have tracked it with Find My iPhone. Tropical Miss asked, did she look scared or in harm or anything at the Dunkin Donuts cameras, or did everything look good as far as you could see?
Well, when there's food involved, it's usually good for her.
Any activity on bank or credit cards? Probably no, right?
She doesn't have a credit card or a bank.
Okay. We have a lot of support for you. Saying that they hope everything's all right. A lot of different variations. George Rivera, I don't know how you did. A lot of people saying, I hope she's okay. Yes, Danielle, it sounds like there were 2 bodies found that weren't Lizzie's, yes.
The one in the canal was a false story that someone made up, but we checked it out anyways and it wasn't true. So there was actually nobody there. But the other one that was on the other street, Eddie, there really was a body and it was not Lizzie's.
Okay, so all right, my mistake. I'm answering for you and I'm saying the wrong info, sorry. Taylor Poppleton says, I know it's a black Hyundai. I guess she's talking about George's car, I would assume.
I just thought it was an SUV. I don't know what type of other cars. I don't know that information.
Okay. So
Thing I can name is a van and
so I know we had kind of talked about which way you're leaning and things like that. But you know, we always try to hope for the most positive resolution possible. So at the end, getting towards the end, what we try to do is if you can speak directly to her, if there's a message you want to get out to her directly, in case she's watching this or sees it, someone shows it to her. Do you want to say something to her directly?
Yes. All right. Lizzie, if you're watching this, please come home if you can. Please. I need you. My kids need you. Your family needs you. Your daughter needs you. Please come home. I'm begging you because you're my best friend. I need you to come home safe.
All right, Melissa, I want you to know you're doing an awesome job. So I know she's proud of you, and we're gonna do everything we can. I put these videos everywhere to get them in front of everyone we can, and there's like 250 people in here already just right now, so you got a lot of eyeballs on it. So I pray someone knows something and comes forward, guys. Her links will be in there. Once we end this video, if it's not there instantly, give it like 5 minutes. I'm gonna go grab the links, put it in there, so you will be able to contact her if you know anything. Please, guys. There's a lot of questions in the chat. Some of them are repeated, so I don't want to ask her the same questions too many times, guys. So I know a lot of you joined later. So what we can do is in some of them we didn't get to, but you can put them in the comments below, and then I'm sure Melissa will keep an eye on the video, and if she can get to them at some point later, she will. So if there was a question I wasn't able to answer, please put it in the comments below versus the chat that you're in now. Is there anything I didn't think to cover, or that the chat didn't think that you feel is important? Anything out there, whether it's related to her in general or that day, or anything that's happened after, anything that is important information? Can you hear me, Melissa?
No, I didn't hear you. It booted out for a second.
Oh, sorry. Is there anything that we either I or the chat didn't think to go over that you feel is important information to put out there, whether it be something about her in general or on that day, or something that's happened afterwards, anything like that you want to make sure people are aware of or is out there?
Just be cautious of George. I mean, just look for him, please. Just continue to please look for her and keep sharing and just getting everything out there. That's all I can ask.
Okay. Like I said, guys, we will put the links below, or you can call this. Is this the law enforcement, or is this one of your guys' number?
That's the law enforcement.
Okay. So, guys, you can contact the authorities at 315-366-2311 with any information. Those are the authorities, or the family's links will be below very shortly. Please feel free to contact either. There are a lot of questions. I apologize we didn't get to every single one, but if you have a question that wasn't answered, please put it in the comments. If it's a question I can answer just about something that happened in the interview, then I will answer it, but obviously most will probably be for Melissa. So, give her some time because she's obviously she's had a baby and she has a lot going on. But that will be where you can put the questions if you didn't get your question asked. I guess we can ask one more. Darren, it's your boy. Darren asks, did anyone check back with Duncan to see the cameras from the drop off and where she went from there?
I wasn't informed of where she headed from there because honestly, I didn't even know she was with him and that this was going to go down. But I do know what time she was there, 11:47.
Okay. 11:47 a.m. on the 22nd.
I think it's the 23rd, right? Yeah.
Well, today's the 24th, and you said it's about to be 48 hours, or is it like a little bit away from 48 hours?
It's about to be 48 hours. It's almost, it's morning in the next day.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it was the morning of the 23rd, guys. I think I said the 22nd earlier. Lastly, guys, Taylor Frankie says that he used to drive a blue Chevy Impala, but I'm not sure if that's what he still has. So
No.
He doesn't. Okay. Lastly, this would be a good note to end on. Be United Missing Persons. Check them out in the chat. I'm sorry, in the description below, guys. They're absolutely awesome. Great group that helps with missing persons cases. Please check them out. But Be United Missing Persons asks, can you give us a description of Elizabeth? Hair color, eye color, height, weight, all that kind of stuff.
She's 5'10". She has brown hair and brown eyes, and her hair's to her shoulders, and it's really, really curly and frizzy.
Okay. That's a pretty good picture to show the hair, looks like. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We'll finish up with the pictures here. Again, please feel free to put any comments in the chat below. Thank you so much for checking this out. Please share it everywhere you can. That's what helps solve these cases, guys, is getting it in front of as many people as possible. So please do. This has only been not even 48 hours, so we're hoping we can bring her home and have a positive resolution. So please share it. The first 48 hours are like the golden hour, so we still have time. So you can directly influence the results of this by sharing and getting the story out there. Again, please go into the description. You will see all of Melissa's links. You will see the Be United links. They are awesome. You'll see my links. Everything will be down there. And all the other information we've already went over. So I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. Please put any additional questions in the comments. And Melissa, I'm so sorry for what you're going through. You have my support. If there's anything I can do, as soon as we finish this, I'm going to spend the next few hours getting it everywhere. But if there's anything I can do further, I'd help you with, just let me know.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much to everyone. Please click subscribe, set the notification bell to all. We do this every night with the family of a missing person. If you want to try to help these families and solve these cases. And congratulations on your baby, Melissa.
Thanks.
All right, well, what's the name?
Ivy Ellen.
Ivy Ellen?
Ivy Ellen. Like IVEY. Yeah.
Well,
and then Ellen, yeah.
She's beautiful. Congratulations.
Thanks.
All right. Thanks to everyone. And I will talk to everyone soon. We will see you tomorrow night with another interview. And please help bring Elizabeth home, guys. Thank you, everyone, for your time, and have a great night.